Welcome back, my new subscribers. Do you like F1.1? About 2 weeks ago, I reviewed a 50mm 1.1 from 7 Artisans. It was a good lens. It was light for being a 1.1. It was made for Leica, but adapted for Sony E, which they advertise. And although it was good, I didn't keep it because it didn't have the character I was looking for. I ended up returning that lens, but my search didn't end there because I found another 50 1.1, the 50 1.1 from SLR Magic. And this is the version 2. It's a Cine lens. And if you've seen my other videos, it matches the same box as the 35 1.2. They're basically the same series, just different focal length. But since I really liked the 1.2, the 35mm, I said, why not give this 50 a try from that same exact company? So I'm happy to share that I did really enjoy this lens, and I still have it. I'm actually using it right now, and I don't usually use a 50mm to record my videos, or manual focus for that matter. So I kind of have to stay where I'm at because it's not going to follow me. But I really like this lens because it's forced me to be a bit more creative. I'm looking at composition, at the bokeh. I'm considering the composition and the entire frame a bit more than with an autofocus lens. And I was actually looking for that because I already have the running gun pro shooter lenses. I was looking for something more creative for my personal work. And so the SLR Magic Cine lens comes into play, and I can recommend it to you based on similar reasons to the 35 that I really enjoyed. First of all, build quality. All metal, very rugged, it feels hefty in the hand. Number 2, it's a 1.1. Number 3, it's $2.99. It is a budget-friendly 1.1 large aperture 50mm lens that, to me, using manual focus lenses when I first started photography really reminds me of that vintage feel. And when I use these lenses, I feel that excitement, that I feel very into the photograph that I'm taking. It's part of the experience. And finally, number 4, the image quality. What does the image give me that encourages me to want to keep this lens and keep using it? So similar to the 35 1.2 from SLR Magic, which I highly recommend, I think that one's actually my favorite from this brand. The 50 1.1 is a close second. I wouldn't say they're equal or at the same level. The 35 is much sharper. I feel like it creates a special looking image, much more so. What the 50mm does have as a quality of character is it's dreamy. It makes things look soft. So although it can be a sharp lens when you stop down wide open, it's going to be sharp in the mid ranges of the focal focus. So this lens is going to be sharper, not at close minimum focus or at the infinity focus range. It's going to be more in the middle. So the sweet spot to focus, you have to really plan your shot on the distancing you want your subject to be in, or whatever you're photographing. Up close at minimum focus distance, it is a bit soft, and at infinity, just like the 35 1.2, they're definitely soft. So that's something to keep in mind with these lenses. This is something that you're going to want to use not too far, not too close, something in between, but with enough distance that I'd say I was comfortable to find subjects to make them stand out. So I took several images already to show you on this video. Lots of them from trails. I like to go out in nature and photograph things I see, flowers, architecture. So you'll be able to see that in my samples. You'll notice that they create very dreamy images. The bokeh is very soft, it's bubbly. It definitely has a unique character to it that I feel is very akin to a vintage lens. It's not a perfect lens, so if you're looking for something perfect, something razor sharp, this is not the lens for you. And you want something that's a bit more immersive, more creative, that creates a more pop and character, very vintagey feel and look. Looking at the images I've taken, I love the colors coming out of these lenses from SLR Magic. They're very pastel-y colors. They're not too strong. They're very subtle. The sharpness is decent. It's depending on the distance, like I mentioned, you'll either get a very decently acceptable sharp image or you'll get something rather soft. However, that's zooming in. If you pull away and you see the image as a whole, you'll notice that these lenses actually create beautiful images when looking at the whole composition and not pixel peeping. Finally, I'll end this video with saying it is a Sony lens. Obviously it was designed for video, and so I actually recorded a full short film on my cats, and I'll put the link up here. I enjoyed making the video. The images when using it for video, as you can see right now, are very clean and beautiful. And in video you want something more artistic. You don't want it to be super sharp or technical in a lens. You can get that, but obviously you're going to pay a lot more. For the price at $299, you're getting a really good deal where you can use this lens for film production, for short film, interviews, just to make the image look dreamy. On the other hand, you can also use it for photography like I have been, and you'll get really unique looking images that look bubbly and dreamy, and something very simple, very unimpressive will look very nice and clean and have a different aesthetic to it, which I like about this lens. So even taking pictures of leaves, a mushroom that I found lying around, trees, it makes them look unique. It makes them stand out in a different way. And the bokeh is very smooth. At times it can be a bit busy, but it's very dreamy and bubbly, and I think it adds to the character. Now, when including a subject like a person or an animal, this lens is actually going to shine well because it's going to soften the skin, it's going to soften the background, it's going to look very like a family memory, I'd say. Like when you go through your albums, and these shots aren't always perfect, but they have that certain quality that just has a memory reminiscence in it. That's what I'm getting out of these lenses. So I hope you enjoyed this video. For the price, I'd say you should just try these lenses out if you're interested in having a large aperture lens that's actually cost prohibitive in many brands, with autofocus or without autofocus. Like a Midicon is 800, and that's a 0.95, not too far away from a 1.1. For $299, you can try something new, something creative, make you more immersed in that photo, get that dreamy look, and kind of become a little bit more accepting of something that's not 100% perfect. It makes you accept the image as a whole, not as photographers where you're still looking at things right into the pixel, making sure everything has to be perfect. So I encourage you to try these lenses out. 51.1, like I said, I have the version 2, which was improved. Very good lens. The 35.1 though, I still think that's their best one. So if you're hanging between that 35 versus 50 battle here, I'd say try the 35. You won't be disappointed. It's actually, if this 51.1 is good, the 35.1.2 is even better. However, if you're diehard 50mm normal vision, this 50 you'll either love it or you'll hate it because it's not the most sharp lens, it's not the perfect lens, but it'll give your images a very unique look. Stick around, we got more coming. Thanks for watching.